and she is here. Natalia, well, I have to make sure I get it right. Natalia Bajan. Did I get it right? Bajan. Natalia Bajan is here with us. I just know her as Queenie, right? The Queen, and the crown, the one with the crown photography. And she is well known throughout St. Vincent and Grenadines, very popular. And that's because of her excellent work. And we're so happy to have her on Morning SVG. Morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Yes, morning. I was waiting for you to catch yourself.
Morning.
Morning, Queen. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's great to have you.
Same here.
You have been a photographer for the past, well, you've had your professional photography business for the past, 8 years?
About 8 years.
8 years. But it started before that, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It started professionally when I got my first camera in 2013.
2013.
Yes.
Right. So that's
right. So
that's
from
10
there,
years
the
ago.
brand started. You know, taking the pictures. I was doing photos, but I wasn't doing it in St. Vincent. I would count it as 8. You know, because that's when I started, and that's when I introduced my business to St. Vincent.
All right. Now let's go back then. Let's find out who you are, where you're from, etc.
Good morning again. Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Now, my name is Natalia Bajan, but most people know me as Queenie. I am the owner of crQwn. Currently, crQwn is a photography business. It has been other things like I've been doing hair before. Basically, anything that I do where I hustle, it's crQwn.
I didn't know you do hair.
I did hair.
You did? Oh, you did hair. You don't do it anymore.
So we're moving it along.
Right.
We're moving it along.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
We're keeping it moving. Right. So I'm from Georgetown. Love it there.
Where exactly in Georgetown are you from?
Well, Georgetown is a big place. So we have Georgetown Central, which I'm originally from Georgetown Central, but I'm living in Landy Park.
Okay. All right.
So, and I do most of my business in Georgetown. So most times if people want me, sometimes if they're in Kingston, if I'm not able to make it down there, then they will come out.
Right. But being in Georgetown, does it give you access to like some really cool locations, photo shoots, etc.?
It does. They have everything out there.
I know, right?
It makes it fun. It makes it fun because we have the beach, we have the rivers, we have waterfalls, and then we just have our ordinary studio. So, you know, we have more than options. I'm blessed with that, gratefully.
What was your first camera?
My first camera was a Nikon. It was a Nikon D. I'm not really into tech, right? So these names, I wouldn't remember 100%, but I think it was like a D100. Yeah. And trust me, that camera did me so well because even after when I got other cameras and, you know, they malfunction, I keep going back to that one camera and it was doing magic.
The old broom knows all the corners.
Broom knows all the corners.
Yeah. Where did you get that one from?
I got that as a gift from my mom and my uncle. Yeah, because I keep telling them that I wanted to do photography. And it came as a surprise, you know, because saying that you want to do photography as a female and, you know, people might probably be thinking that there's so much more out there. Like, why is it that you want to get into that? What does it have for you? Let me encourage you to do this, yada, yada, yada. But
so answer them.
Yeah,
why?
I was like,
why?
Because that's my passion. That's what I love. And I choose to do what I love, right? Because in the past, like, I've tried doing other things that they pushed towards me, but it never lasted.
It didn't
but
feel
from the
right.
from the time when I picked up my camera, from the time when I branded crQwn, from the time when I start working for myself, it's like I've never stopped. You know, so I keep pushing there, and I think that's what I was supposed to do because I feel much better when I'm pushing myself, you know, than to push for someone else.
I understand that 100%. Where did your love for photography come from? When did you realize, like, I'm in love with this?
It's crazy. Funny enough, I had this love for photography for quite a while, but I didn't realize it much until, because when I say quite a while, when I was in school, when I was in college, I was, you know, doing pictures. I was taking out pictures. I remember people would be sending me their pictures to edit so we could post on High Five because, you know, it had to go for social media, right?
I got you.
So that was a thing then, but I didn't realize, you know, that skill was coming along there. And, you know, obviously we had to get our pictures for social media, but it was really when I was in teachers college and I had a nice phone. I had got this Xperia, and that was around the time when Georgetown had a flooding. So I was taking a lot of pictures because, you know, there was a range of colors and stuff, and I was taking a lot of pictures, and I started posting them, and you know, they looked really good, and I got a lot of compliments, and I was like, wait, I really love doing this. I really love going out and taking pictures, editing them on my phone and posting them, right? So in my mind, I'm like, listen, I want to be a photographer. I was in teachers college, by the way, right? I was like, I want to be a photographer. In my mind, I wanted to be a landscape photographer because, you know, there's so many different types of photography. So I was thinking, hey, going around and taking beautiful pictures of St. Vincent, you know, and marketing that, right? And funny enough, everything changed. So I just decided, listen, Teachers College wasn't for me. And I started moving towards photography more and more until eventually, you know, I got pushed.
Queenie, as she's known in Georgetown and surroundings. You know, what motivates you to do photography?
Mike is good.
What's your chief motivation? What says, I want to do this more than anything else?
Okay, I believe that I have multiple motivation, right? The first motivation that I would have is I want to be there for my children. So obviously I have to hustle. I can't stay broke, right? The second motivation may be the passion that I have for it, the love that I have for it, because when I go out, like if I don't have my camera, I feel weird. If I'm not taking pictures, I feel weird, right? And the third motivation that I may have is my clients, because they support me so much. Sometimes if I even feel down and I don't want to come out, like just knowing that I'm going to make them feel happier, that's a very good motivation. So I'm getting a lot of push, a lot of encouragement. So like day to day, you get something that drives you. Right, so I have multiple, probably more, but you know, we'll mention and stick with that 3.
Well, you mentioned landscape photography. Is that still your favorite?
Listen, I think my favorite photography is the abstract one, right? But I hardly get to do that. Abstract is basically
Why do you hardly get
because I don't have the time. I mostly have to follow up with doing a lot of portraits, right? Landscape photography now is not particularly my favorite because I only like to go one place. So right now I'm just stuck right there.
Where's that one place?
That one place, everybody should know. Y'all should be typing it now. That one place is Lasso Fresh. So every time, you know, I'm going out for an adventure, I'm getting pictures of the same place, right? So I'm basically stuck with taking pictures of Lasso Fresh. So we could put the landscape photography on a hold. Right.
Okay.
My favorite photography is the creative ones where we basically take nothing and make it something. I got involved in doing nude photography where it wasn't sexual, but it was more artistic, where you just create body parts and, you know, capture them in a way so that you can see the art of the person and the surroundings. That's my favorite. I really love doing that because additional to that, I would do poetry. It's, you know, drive me to do poetry. Then again, it's the time.
You're a poet as well.
It just came naturally.
You just have like all these dimensions.
It just came naturally.
Just shift into.
So we're going with the flow. We're going with the flow. As it comes, you know, we pick it up. You know, so.
Would you write a book?
If I would write a book, yes, I would love to write a book. I would like to write a visual book, you know, one with my art. You know, definitely it's going to be
accompanied by your photography.
Yes, my nude photography. So,
that's fantastic.
You know, that's in the future.
Is it in the works yet?
No, it's not in the works. I have those pile up, but you know, I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start this project, but it's the time. That's one of the issues that I may struggle with right now is just finding time for myself or what I really, really want to do.
So how do you time is obviously an issue for you. How do you balance?
How I balance? Procrastinate. That's how I balance. That's how I balance, right? I always say, you know, photographers, their work never finish because even after when you go out and you take the pictures outside, you have to go home and spend hours on the computer. So you always have work to do. So if you want to have some fun or if you want to do anything else, basically you have to procrastinate what this work is and put it up for later. So that's how I balance my time.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately.
A lot of people don't understand artistic people. You function by inspiration. Most often, you can't force it. You know, it has to come to you. It's much better when it comes to you. Is that the same for you?
Yes, sometimes. It's the same for me sometimes, right? Sometimes people will come to me stating that they want a shoot, but they may not know what type of shoot they're looking for. However, if they could tell me their backstory, probably about themselves or the reason why they're shooting, if it's something besides a birthday, then I could start visualize something, and it gives me inspiration sometimes listening to people's story, you know, because every day I get to meet different people and different people have different backgrounds. So I learn, right?
You know, that's that old adage that a picture is worth 1,000 words.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Do you keep that in mind? Are you trying to tell stories with your photographs?
Yes. When I work on the projects. But with the children, when I work with the children, I think it's telling a lie. When I say that, right, is because all the children are just there smiling so nice, and, you know, everybody probably thinking it's so easy. So that's the lie that it's telling, you know. But behind the scenes, we have to be running up and down trying to get them to cooperate and to, you know, focus.
Look here, look.
All of that, you know. But behind the scenes, you know, for various projects, if I'm working with adults, so be it, yes.
Do you prefer adults or children?
Children. I love this stress.
Well, they're harder.
I love this stress. Yeah. I love this stress. It's for some reason I love children.
Is it more rewarding?
Maybe it's more rewarding because you have to work for it, right? It's not that easy. And then eventually, like, who can't give in to an adorable smile? So when you see a child come in and they're grumpy, and then eventually you have to try to befriend them, and, you know, they start smiling and stuff, you know, you feel good inside, because then you're seeing a happy parent, you're seeing a happy child. So, and then beautiful pictures is very rewarding.
crQwn Photography. Queenie is in the studio this morning. You got a lot of people on the live here who are showing love and support. I'm seeing quite a few of them from Georgetown area as well.
Thank you.
Right, and they're sharing the live. They're going crazy sharing the live. And you're gonna do a giveaway.
Yes, I'm doing a giveaway
this morning as well. A free photo shoot for a lucky viewer.
Person.
Wow, we're gonna get to that in a bit. So, what are the challenges, or maybe I should mention stereotypes as well here, locally, when people encounter a photographer and Simmons with female?
Well,
have you had many challenges there?
Not per se. What I say I've ever encountered stereotypes. Not really, you know. This is the thing, right? With this business that I was doing, you have the people that are supporting you, and usually people like to follow, right? So you have one person supporting you, and then everyone else is going to follow along. And I feel I never struggled too much in that area, because I always feel that love and support from people. Because even when I started and I say I'm going to do photography, like, it wasn't this popular thing for people. Most likely you would have seen photography going for models, but to get like regular people in our community to come out and take pictures, that wasn't popular, right? And I was able to help people to come out and, you know, do their thing. I remember one time, even like charging prices, because, you know, people would have been accustomed to, you know, like, you know, the old school photographers and stuff, and then here is me all digital and everything, and I'm like, hey, I'm taking pictures not to be printed, I'm taking pictures digitally, because I see everybody's all on social media, etc. You have to work with the flow, right? And one person I remember had, you know, when they came to me, this wasn't one of my people, they came to me and they was like, oh, you're doing pictures, you know, how much, yada yada, and I shared my price, and they like turned their nose and like, okay, but I didn't mind, because I go along, reason being because my client boaching through and like, excuse me, and like, come Queenie. And then after, you know, they see that support and other people come in, you know what happened? That same person, bam, they come, and they were like the first person to come and like, oh yeah, send me the pictures, thank you very much, and what's not. So I always receive love. I'm not so sure if I feel like people would get what they're looking for, so I'm not looking for the negatives, right? I'm always, you know, welcoming everything, so I get that love and support.
On the flip side, though, do you encounter people who are amazed to meet a photographer who's not a male? Are they like?
I guess so. Sometimes people are surprised that crQwn is a female. I think some people still don't know that crQwn is a female. So for those who don't know, they hi. It's me. Yeah, because sometimes I'm not really like always posting my face, you know, so my pictures might be posted, but not me. So yeah.
Do you sometimes feel like through your work, through your photography, you're conducting therapy with these people?
Yes, very much so, yes. The reason why I'm saying that, because what we do, it's just not taking pictures. It's a whole experience. So sometimes most people actually come to me when they're celebrating a birthday. And, you know, obviously most people look good on their birthday, but then do they take pictures? No. Or then I'm here to get like the best quality pictures, right? Working along with me, as I would say, it's not really much of a service. It's more of an experience, because you know sometimes we go outdoors on the shoots, we do have fun, right? Sometimes I will meet people who are saying they're not really up to the best, but after you know that shoot they feel good about themselves, because I would try and let them know like, hey, listen, you know, I mean, you don't have to be a model to come and put yourself in front of the camera. At least you just appreciate yourself, you know, and, you know, just pose, because most people come to me and saying, oh, they don't know how to take out pictures, and then eventually they leave looking like a model, right? So I do help people to, you know, raise their spirits. If by chance I cannot do that physically, then I do it mentally, because here we are to talk.
Yeah. This must be a very rewarding experience for you to know that you, especially for ladies, right? A lot of ladies support you. They do their photo shoots and so on. They get that extra boost in their confidence, you know, that extra pep in their step. They're so proud to have this photograph that encapsulates their beauty, their inner happiness and joy. And when you sit and you review these and you see the reactions that they get online, etc.
Definitely give a mood boost.
Yeah, but it must be something different for you in knowing that you contributed to that.
Yes. Although sometimes I guess it wears off after a while. So you just have to keep going. You have to keep going.
Are you one of those persons, artistic people who's just looking for the next high?
Yes, definitely. Because then if I don't get that next high, I feel drained, you know, and demotivated, which sometimes that do happen, right? And then when somebody come up with something exciting, I'm like, I just can't wait. You know, I get so excited. I can't wait. When we do something different, you know, it's okay. Sometimes I do the same thing over and over, but then when I go for different, proud.
As we speak about birthdays, we have our cultural ambassador, our cultural rep, Maxine Brown. She's watching in Palm Beach, Florida. She's watching you in Palm Beach, Florida. It's her 50th birthday today.
Hi, Maxine. Happy 50th birthday. Sorry, not here today.
Yeah, to get you.
Because you know we would have hooked you up, right?
We definitely would take care of you, Maxine. Now, as we spoke earlier on, I'm sure everybody knows by now that your main area of operation is North Windward. Georgetown, to be exact, but North Windward, because you got a lot of people in that area, you know, between, let's say, North Union all the way up to Fancy. Do you think about expanding?
Yes, I think about expanding. I'm not just going to stick in photography. This is just the beginning, because as an entrepreneur, you know, you have to build a name for yourself. And here is the start. So I think I've done well with making that name, but it's not the end, and I have to keep pushing, right? So recently I've made a bit of expansions in my business, where I've been doing, you know, works more on the aesthetic side. So I've started makeup. I'm loving makeup. Listen to me. I didn't even know I was going to love makeup as much as I do now. But I do love doing makeup. I started doing eyelashes, etc. What I would like, I do hope that sometime in the future I'll be able to employ others. But because most people want me, you know, and not somebody else showing up for crQwn, you know, I have to set that name and ground and put a plantation first, a foundation first before.
Yeah,
so the expansion will do happen, but in terms of business, I'm keeping my business first in Georgetown. I want to do that. You have to stay in Georgetown. I have to big up my Georgetown
headquarters.
Yeah, come on, that's what I wanted. Like, the first initial plan before I started, I wanted to put a studio in Georgetown, you know, so we're working on that.
You seem like you spend a lot of time thinking about all of this.
Gosh, obviously, it's like you have to keep thinking, you have to keep trying to figure out the next move, and you have to always keep flowing, right? Because then you can't stay stagnant.
Evolution is important.
Yeah,
in
you
this
can.
kind of
You
business.
cannot. Exactly, because I mean, things change all the time. I mean, look, who would have known? You know, long ago, people take pictures and you walk into the house, you sit down and you look at the albums. But people don't do that anymore. That's why I don't do prints. It's not my favorite. People be like, oh, why you don't print? I'm like, listen, if you want to print, you could go to a third person to print, because that's not my specialty. I don't see a profit in printing, right? Because most people want the pictures to post online. So you're moving with the flow, right? Because as technology changes, so you have to go. So I have to constantly keep shifting, because there will be one type of photography everybody likes, and then you know it changes the other year and you have to just switch it up.
What do you think is the next frontier? Do you think about that?
You repeat that?
In photography, what do you think is going to be the next trend?
God of mercy. Listen, that's unlimited. You can't say, right? It's unlimited.
It's so fluid these days.
Yes, because the trend depends on the influencer, right? If there's somebody who's popular who get a photo done and they do it a particular style, then others would follow. So it all depends on the influencer. So it all depends on the next creative mind. So I can't choose that. You know, we just go with the flow, because I might probably create something, but even though it's really great, right? If the person who puts it out may not be that popular, it wouldn't flow, right? So it all depends.
All right. So we have Queenie from Photography in Studio Man in this morning. Of course, you want to know how you can get in touch with her and how you can access her quality services.
Quality services. So if you're trying to reach me, I'm all over social media. I'm not hard to find. As a female, you know, some people would come and be like, oh, you're giving out your number. I'm like, I don't mind giving out my number, because I'm a business person. And if anybody wants to find me, they will, right? You know, you only encourage business conversations only. So you can reach me on WhatsApp, you can reach me on Facebook, mostly on WhatsApp actually, because there's a quicker turnover, there's a quicker response on WhatsApp. Follow my pages, everything is crQwn. crQwn is spelled with a Q instead of a O. And
so it's crQwn.
WN.
Yeah. You type that on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Everywhere, just about everywhere. And you get crQwn Photography. Or you can call the WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp at 495-4190. Is that it?
Correct.
Correct. That's 49. What do you think are some of the misconceptions that people have, or some of the things that people, the layman, doesn't understand about your work?
They don't understand that I'm not a robot.
We share that one. It's okay. We share that one. Yeah. I got it. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I think some people probably don't understand the time that you have to put in with this, right? Photographers do work very hard. As I said, the work never finished, because even after you're finished working outdoors, you still have to go home and listen to me, the hours.
Yeah.
Like literally, sometimes we have to work.
People want their photographs right away.
Right.
You know, like
especially if
you take it now, they want it now.
Yes, but I figure over the years I've been able to deal with clients who are rushy. I always say that, you know, patience is everything. And, you know, I haven't really been getting much impatient people. People are very, very patient with me. Thank you very much, guys. I love that. You know, but I think that's just probably one of the things.
What's the average time that goes into a shoot? Okay, from the shoot to you providing the end product.
Well, I usually say 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, because I would be able to shuffle other work, right? So say, for instance, if you do a shoot, that shoot might probably take approximately 1 hour to 2 hours, depending, right? And then
if it's kids, it's double, right?
If it's children, if it's toddlers, it takes a longer time. It all depends, because you never know. They're so unpredictable. But it's the editing. I can't see. The editing, that's the lengthy
hours.
process, yeah. Because I have to make sure, like I do retouching. I don't just take out pictures and send it off, right? I have to make sure everybody is well groomed. I have to make sure fix everything. Like if, say, for instance, your clothes is dirty, clothes is out of the way. I have to fix all of that just to make sure that I get that sparkling product. And I would not send anything else because I'm more of a perfectionist. So I want to make sure that when my pictures go out, they represent me, you know, right? So I want to make sure that these are presented properly. So I have to take that time. So
one of the things I think, being a photographer myself, I don't do it professionally, but you know, there's a misconception that it's easy. You know, you had to learn to edit these photos. How did you learn?
This thing just come naturally, you know. Because remember I mentioned I was doing it for a long time. I was doing that ever since I was in college. I was doing, because you started on yourself, right?
You got a lot of experience
Everything
there.
really started on me because the whole doing photo shoots and stuff, I used to make sure do my photo shoot for my birthday. I was growing up and stuff and make sure post those pictures out. It's like what you want for, you know, what you see people love about you. You know, you offer it to them and then eventually it's so good that you bring up a business with it, right?
But you put in a lot of time and practice and
definitely
and learning how to do
so
it.
the learning stage is over trial and error, right? So sometimes you just, because I've spent so many time on the computer, right? So I can't say like I ever did a course because I never did a course for this, but you know, by myself.
It's not a conventional course, but
right?
yeah.
So I can't say, well, like, you know, somebody would have taught me and said, this is how you use it, you know, and even to this day, I'm still learning. You know, you learn tricks and trades of doing things, right? Because as I said, technology changes, so they're, you know, intervening like new ways of how you can do certain things.
Do you go online? Do you go to like YouTube pages?
Yes, I
and so
try,
on?
but like I so hard-headed. Yes, like I literally don't know what these people are talking about. So I
you
try.
have to physically try it yourself and
yes.
see if it works.
Yes.
And that takes a lot of time, doesn't it?
It takes a lot of time.
But it's worth it.
At the
And
end,
that's the message I wanted to convey because you know, I keep saying we live in the Insta world, you know, but young people have the misconception that
they live in TikTok world.
yeah, that instant gratification, it's not realistic, right? Like, you wouldn't be here today if you didn't put in the time. You have to invest in that product, whatever it is, whatever your goal is. There must be a lot of time that goes into it. And there's a lot of trial and error. You got to make mistakes, and you don't get that snap
right away.
No, it doesn't come like that. The years, and after the years go by, you get to the top.
Perseverance, and you know, you have to just keep pushing, you know, and then you get there.
You will get there. All right, folks, we got Queenie. Queenie is going to give away a free photo shoot to a lucky viewer. All right. We have your comments in. She has a question.
Pardon me?
You got a question?
If I have a question? Oh, yeah. Well, it's just going to be easy because I usually do this all the time. I do this on my WhatsApp, WhatsApp snaps, right?
Oh, you do it on your snaps,
yeah,
okay.
So it's going to be quick, but thank you very much, everybody who's tuned in right now. Thank you so much
and
for all the
sharing and liking.
support. I
Yeah,
always have to
sending
say
some love.
I have much gratitude for my clients because, you know, they're the ones who actually made me who I am. They're who put me here today, right? So I'm grateful for that. You know, from time to time, I always try to give that customer appreciation, you know, because they have to know how much I love them back as much. So today we will offer a photo shoot. And it's just quick and easy. So while you're there, check in the first person that writes get crowned. Just type get crowned. You win it. That's all. And you have to do it right. Let's see. Tell me the name. And if you're in St. Vincent, because I'm pretty sure that person don't type it. So if you're in St. Vincent, right? Or
and that's your catchphrase.
Get crowned. Get crowned. Get crowned. Type it properly.
Ticia Woods typed it, but she didn't get it right. I dropped my phone. She didn't get it right. You can scroll. See? That's not right.
We have Sharon John.
Sharon got it right?
Yes, Sharon got it right.
All right.
Big ups to Sharon. But Sharon is in Canada.
She's in Canada. Oh,
yes. Thank you so much for all the support, Sharon.
Are we going to give it to her or somebody else?
We can't give it to Sharon. It's not fair.
You can't get a remote photo
so
shoot.
keep trying, Ticia. Thank you for the attempt, but you know you got that wrong. You have to keep trying. You have to write it properly. Anna, this is unfair. You're not supposed to be on this chat. And then we have Get Crowned. Get Crowned. We have Cheveline Thomas. She just typed it.
Oh, I know who that is.
Cheveline Thomas, just type it, Get Crowned.
So she's gonna get it.
Yes, so she will get it, Get Crowned.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Cheveline Thomas. You have won yourself a free photo shoot. You can take it as you want it, or you can pass it on to someone else. But that's yours.
Right, there you go. Congratulations.
Remember to crown this spell with a Q.
With a Q, that's right. Queen, thank you very much for coming in this morning. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. I appreciate you having me here as well.
Yeah, and we admire your work. We admire your tenacity. Your determination is extraordinary, and it's worthy of copying in the world where everybody is copying and following. It's worthy of emulation.
Definitely. I would just motivate others to just keep pushing. You know, if there's something, it doesn't have to be photography, but if there's something that you see you love to do, and, you know, most of the times if you don't even have a job, because that's what drives me. I didn't get a job, so I find what I could do and make it work, right? So you just have to find something that you have for you and just push yourself out there, and you have to keep marketing, because you just can't say you're going to do it and not push yourself, right? So sometimes somebody might see what you have to offer and tell somebody else, and that's how it goes. So just keep pushing.
Fantastic. Get crowned.
Get crowned.
All right. Speaking of getting crowned, thank you, Queenie, and we'll be chatting with her again soon. Speaking of getting crowned, we're going to go back to Venezuela.